This video is sponsored by Skillshare. All right, the time is now. Yo, what's good? So I finally got my MPC60 back. It was in the repair shop for way too long, but it's finally here. This is awesome, and I've been wanting to put it head to head against the newer MPCs that have those vintage effects that allow you to add an effect to your samples that give it a characteristic of the vintage machines. I saw they have the 60 on there. I have a 60. I saw they have a 3000. I have a 3000. But for this video, I kind of wanted to just focus in on the 60. But really quick, before we get into that, huge shout out to Illa J. Thank you, bro, for letting me borrow your MPC Live. I really appreciate it. If you're not familiar with Illa J, please check out some of his music, his Instagram. It's all crazy good, chill, hip hop. Even the legacy of his family is super inspiring. So again, bro, thank you so much for letting me borrow this. And yeah, so the way I set this up, I went into Ableton, took some samples that I normally use, sampled them in directly through the analog inputs as mono, because this isn't stereo, it's just mono. Did this as mono, and I wanted to just kind of get the vibe of recording like that. I also went through Splice, found a chord sample I liked, did the same thing, and then I did 2 takes of recording at a relatively clean level, and then an is that the word? What am I trying to say? I overdrove? No. The samples are over. I turned the gain way up and clipped the crap out of these things to see which would handle it better. And then on top of that, I went and made the same pattern, but one using the distorted samples and then another one using the clean samples. And then as a bonus test, I also took that same chord sample, sped it up by double or an octave, and then sampled that into both devices so I can slow it down by an octave, aka half, to see which would handle it better, because this is a bit more digital, this one's a bit more analog. It's all debatable, doesn't really matter anymore. I just want to see if this thing can keep up or if this thing blows this thing out of the water. So yeah, really quick before we get into that, let's give a quick second to today's video sponsor, Skillshare. Future Enrique here, or past I guess, it doesn't really matter since the only moment is right now. Lately, I've been looking for other outlets outside of music making that are creative for when my ears need a break or my brain needs a break. Luckily, today's video sponsor, Skillshare, has got me covered. I've been wanting to improve my handwriting since I like to take a lot of notes, but I'd also like to be able to read my notes later on. And so I went down this long rabbit hole of a lot of the Skillshare classes exploring typography and calligraphy. Long story short, I started taking a class by James Victori called Radical Typography Using Hand-Drawn Branding for Expression.
I decided to teach a class on typography because I look around me and all the typography I see is there's a sameness. I want to be moved. I bemoan the lack of art in our lives, the lack of art in our commerce, right? Again, nobody cares what it looks like if what you say is dumb.
And in case you're not familiar, Skillshare is an online learning community that has tons of classes on creativity, productivity, business, music, whatever you want to learn. And another note is that Skillshare is actually super affordable, especially with most everything being online lately. The price is very reasonable. An annual subscription comes out to less than $10 a month. And for a limited time, use the link down in my description below to get a free trial of the Skillshare Premium membership. All right, back to the music. Let's test this out. So I'm gonna go ahead and just play one of them, and yeah, let's see. You ready? Alright, how'd you do? What'd you think? Was it A or B? Well, the correct answer is... Alright, so now I'm going to switch it up to the next sequence, which is the really hard, really gritty version of the two. So see if you can tell the difference with this one. If you make music like this, I feel sorry for your eardrums because it's really loud. Alright, let's do it. I mean, as far as the clean ones go, I kind of call it a draw. They both sound really good. Both their swing is set to 60%, but when it came to the harsher, more overdriven sounds, I definitely preferred one over the other. The one that I preferred, of course, was going to be B. And which one did you prefer? Is it A? Is it B? Because the actual clear answers, I guess, of them is... So how'd you do? Did you guess what you thought you would guess? Did you like what you thought you would like? Another thing I actually want to see, just to kind of listen to them, is just the way they sound. So if I go back here, so this is full level on both of these. This is the kick of the MPC Live. Here's the kick of the MPC60. Pretty damn close if you ask me. Yeah, listen to that. That's with this engine thing on. Look at this. Program edit, effects. That's the MPC60. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Okay. All right. Yep. Not bad. Cool. Now for the bonus test on bank B, I have this sample here, which, if I go here, is tuned down by 12 semitones, and that's the same thing here. You can see I got the tune of that one set to minus 120. This is how it sounds originally. And then same with this one. Pretty damn close. And I guess finally, if you really want to hear it, are the really hardcore samples. There was a couple sounds in there that I really like, so check this out. I don't know what it is about the 60, but it just kind of like controls its over gain compensation, I guess, a bit more. Listen to that. Ooh. Ooh. That one got destroyed. This one still kind of retained a bit of its sound. Just overdriven. The sample, I didn't go too hard. Not bad. Actually, let's try this really quick before I head out of here. So we'll say note variation, 13 on, 16 levels of this. We'll say tuning, original pad. We'll do 13 as well. Close. So really gritty. Let's do really low. Yo, this is way bassier. Way bassier. Let's do the same thing but with the clean sample. On, 16 levels off. Oh, I'm excited. Yep, it's the 60. The 60 wins. But the 60 wins, right? But that doesn't mean this sucks and this fully loses. Second is pretty good next to being first, I guess. And it's all subjective, which is the best part about this. Like, you can make music with whatever, however, it doesn't matter. I think the pocket operator KO sounds better than some of the best things I have in here. And even in some cases, sometimes people are like, why would you run a $3,000 or $4,000 synthesizer into a $100 sampler? I think the real question there is why not? Just have fun, make music, and yeah, I mean, this was fun. I'm glad I got to make this. I hope you found this enjoyable or fun or whatever, but I appreciate you hanging out and kicking it. And yeah, you know what? I also noticed that this has the MPC 3000, and I also have the MPC 3000, so I'll probably be doing this again next week. And yeah, until then, hope to see you again next week. Hope you're doing all right. If you want to support the channel, got some merch, but you being here is more than enough. And until next time, you know the drill. Share the love, share the knowledge. Knowledge is power. Peace. And let's go. Oh. Wait for it, wait for it.